everybody, welcome to the Gamers Roundtable. We are gamers who talk about games, surprisingly enough, if that wasn't very obvious. Unfortunately, our fearless leader is not here today, so I will be taking the reins over as host today. We're going to go around the table, though, see who's here chatting with us. To my right, we have the lovely Sarah Rosenquist. Say hello.
Hello, everybody. By the way, this is Zach. That is our host.
Yeah,
that's who this guy is.
Well, no, usually, see the fearless leader, you mucked it up. Usually he goes and introduces you guys first.
No, he says, I'm Lake Vex, and this is the Gamers Roundtable.
So we're gonna move on. All right.
We're gonna have to watch an intro from another episode.
I already did earlier. About this, and Sarah mucked it up. So we have Eric Miller here. Everybody say hello to Eric.
How's it going?
And also we have Charles. Charles, how you doing, buddy?
I am a gigantic smartass.
That happens. That kind of happens to all of us. We all have our sarcastic moments. Yeah.
Charles, I must say, your hair is starting to come back very nicely there.
Yeah, I haven't cut it in like months.
Yeah, it's looking good. It's getting to that ratty phase where it's like kind of ratty looking, but it's not like out of control yet.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. Now I can't see anything.
And I myself, as Sarah was saying, I'm Zach. I'm going to be hosting the show today. Lots of news actually today. We have a decent list of news that we're going to go through. But before we jump into the news, we're going to do our classic go around the circle and see what everybody's been playing this week. News. So we'll start with Sarah, since she's right here and already on the screen. Sarah, what have you been playing this week?
As you know, you've lived it. I've been playing Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare every night. And so that's the third-person shooter Plants vs. Zombies game. And it's silly, it's fun, and it's highly addictive. So I'm working on leveling up all the different characters equally, and then I'm, at this point, starting to pick my favorites. And then also, we have been playing Diablo 3 a bit, so steal your thunder a little bit. But
yeah, kind of. Yeah.
We got it. I'm good at that today.
Yeah.
We got it for the PS4, so we were having some couch co-op moments. It was good bonding times. I don't know, do you have anything else to add about our T3 experience?
No, it's epic. Holy crap, it is pouring outside.
We're in the middle of the monsoon.
Yeah, we're in the middle of monsoon, so I'm going to close this window. Yeah, no, as a console game, as a couch co-op, it's unbelievable. It's been a lot of fun. We actually stayed in Saturday night, didn't go anywhere, and just played it all day, and it was probably one of the best weekends we had in a while. It was a lot of fun. Cool. So yeah, and then for myself, still playing Fire Emblem, still getting through that. I had recently restarted my file and started re-grinding through everything. So now I'm back to pretty much where I was before. Yeah, that's pretty much it for me. We'll move on to Eric. The kitty was there. I was hoping to get the big screen on you while the kitty was there. Eric, what have you been playing?
I'll pull him up a little bit. I just downloaded NHL 15, the full game, last night. And it's pretty badass. I've been playing Madden a little bit here and there, too. Other than that, nothing really. It's been pretty much all sports predominantly for me the past couple days.
That's all right. Like, so with NHL though, I heard that they're like they nerfed like a bunch of like the best like platforms of the game. Like, you know, like some of the modes, like there's no like online team play anymore or something in this one.
Yeah, they pretty much got rid of like everything fun about the game. So, yeah, I don't know. I just I like playing those games for the online aspect. I like playing against other people. I really you know, it's really a forethought. You know, when it's like all the hut shit and like, you know, collecting cards to build ultimate teams and stuff. Like, I don't give a shit about any of that stuff. You know, I just want a good, you know, season mode and a good online experience, and you know, it pretty much has it. I mean, they've really, the mechanics and like the visuals. I mean, if you take a glimpse at NHL 15 on the Xbox 360 and you were just like walking through the room, you might think it's like an actual hockey game, like on the TV. It's like that crisp.
That's
pretty good.
Pretty epic.
Yeah. Yep.
Rock and roll. All right, moving on then. Charles, what have you been playing lately?
I played a few games of Dota 2, and that was fun.
Nice.
Except for the game that two people dropped out of because net issues. But I've mostly been playing, well, preparing to play Pathfinder.
Nice.
Which is not a video game.
What is that?
It's still a game. It is a tabletop role-playing game. Think Dungeons and Dragons. Still the D20 system, similar to 3.5.
Yeah.
Is it like Warhammer?
Oh no, it's it's an RPG. So players make their own characters and they adventure through a world that the DM or GM sort of either pulls from a campaign setting, pre-made campaign, or makes one of their own.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I was actually taking a look at Pathfinder the other day because we're playing 3.5 right now, and it's tough to find the books in store right now. I had to get them off Amazon. Went to our local game store here, and they were saying to get Pathfinder because it's pretty much like I looked at the Pathfinder stuff, and like the tables for the classes are pretty much identical. Like there's like the main difference is the guy told me it's going to be monsters. Because there's certain license, like Wizards of the Coast TSR monsters, those will be the only ones that are missing.
So, like exclusive to D&D.
Yeah,
so beholders and certain named spells like Mordenkainen's Disjunction is just named a Disjunction, and Leomund's Tiny Hut is named Tiny Hut because they can't actually use the names; those are copyrighted by Wizards of the Coast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much sums it up. Yeah. So we're going to move on then to the news section. So before we jump into
Zach, what have you been playing?
Oh, me. Yeah, I guess I got to do it. Yeah, I said Fire Emblem. Yeah, Fire Emblem pretty much in D3. That was We did that right after Sarah's one. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too new.
Nice.
Yeah. So we're gonna move into the news. And yeah. Does anybody have any news before Sarah and I get into ours? We have a big list on the page right now. Anything that jumped out to anybody? News in the this week?
Nope.
Well said. Well said. Okay, cool. Well, we'll jump right into it then. Smash Brothers 3DS. We had a huge Smash conversation like last week on the podcast. So the demo just released in Japan this week, and people are going nuts over it. Like it's getting stellar reviews. People are going crazy, and us in North America are pretty bummed out because we don't get to get it. Yeah, so we gotta wait. We gotta wait still. We can't get it quite yet, so.
They did say, though, that they're planning on releasing it here soon, the demo.
Mm-hmm.
I did read that somewhere. I haven't heard a firm date, but there are plans to bring it before the October release date to North America.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's good news for us. It's good news and just in the whole franchise that that is doing so well. Even just a demo, like getting that much hype is pretty epic for them.
Yeah.
They're doing a really good job, and then it's good news for us that we know too that they haven't forgotten about us and that we're gonna get the demo soon. I was a little bit worried when I heard that they had the Japanese demo. I was a little bit worried that we weren't gonna get it here. Mm-hmm. I think I was worried that we might have just gotten the game when it came out, and then that would have been it.
It's interesting though because the Japanese release date is this month, whereas for us in North America it's next month. So it does logically, in that sense, makes sense that they're getting it first.
Mm-hmm.
Actual game.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, sorry, we're having this connection issues due to the huge storm that we're getting hit with. So if we do cut out, our sincerest apologies. Literally, there's nothing we can do about it. So yeah.
I vote Eric take over if you guys drop.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
has the power now.
Yeah, Eric does have the power.
I do.
He's got the power, yeah. We will relinquish control into Eric's hands.
If we drop, yeah.
Yeah, if we drop.
We hate lag.
No.
Like, don't be a noob.
Yeah, sorry guys. It's actually like it's just coming down crazy right now. It's ridiculous.
Soups, you want to co-host?
Okay, what do we got? What else we got for news?
News. So yeah, Xbox, Xbone is bombing in Japan. Is
Oh,
not.
goody.
Any idea why?
You know what? They were just saying that there was no traction. That's all there is. There was no interest. Like marketing strategies and stuff like that. It didn't hold with the community, like the Japanese community. It's rated as one of the worst launches in a country ever. Like horrible sales. So
Well, maybe when they get some games out, they might actually, be able to do something with that.
yeah, that's
In
kind of
2015, whatever.
In 2015, when literally the first game for Xbox One comes out.
yeah. Well, and that's like leads to the next thing too. On top of that, so it's like things that aren't going to help them is that new Batman that's coming out, the Arkham Knight, as well as Destiny in Japan are PS4 exclusives. You can't even get them on Xbox.
Yep.
No wonder it's sucking.
So like, I mean, just as like, like I don't know how they allowed that to happen. Like, I mean, how like those are some of the biggest titles that we've seen. I mean, like in terms of like the pilot releases of new gen consoles, those are some of the biggest titles, and for them to not be able to have them on Xbox One in Japan, like it's just like that's like literally like shooting a guy in the leg and being like, okay, go run a race. Like, like they're already starting with a handicap, so I don't know how they're ever gonna, recuperate from that. At least in the Japanese like marketplace.
Mm-hmm.
Well, isn't the new Tomb Raider going to be Xbone exclusive?
Yes, however, they didn't. I haven't seen anything about that in Japan, though. So
That might have been only in North America that it was exclusive.
Exactly,
Because
right?
Destiny's not exclusive here, right? So,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Point in case. Like, Destiny's not exclusive here. It came out and launched for both systems, both same day, where in Japan it's going to be PS4 exclusive. So who knows if Tomb Raider there, if they're just going to wait till it opens up to the PS4 platform and then put them out. You know what I mean? Like, I guess their release dates and stuff. Oh, well, obviously,
they're
like,
almost always.
Japanese, like, obviously made games are going to get released there sooner, but I guess, like, I guess American made games are going to be completely different.
See what happens.
Cool. Then moving on, though, talking a little bit about Destiny, how we mentioned that there. Destiny is considered to be the biggest new franchise launch in video game history. So they've moved $500 million worth of copies already.
And it came out yesterday.
And it came out yesterday. Yeah. So pretty big news.
Yeah, so, I mean, I've been stoked on that game since, even before E3, but looks really good.
Yeah, we haven't had a chance to play it. When it comes to big launch titles like that, me personally, unless it's like a super like unbelievable game that I'm stoked for, I give it usually a month. Let them kind of work out some bugs and patch it and stuff like that, and then hopefully there's a copy out there. But yeah, from everything I've seen, it looks unbelievable, and yeah, it's blown every record out of the water. In terms of, obviously not in terms of like, the biggest video game launch ever, but in terms of a brand new franchise, it's the biggest. It's broke records.
Do you know what the most recent one that it knocked out was? Like, what was the last franchise to launch that was the biggest until this?
I have no idea. I know every time, like, the Grand Theft Autos always break records.
But, I mean, you'd have to go to the first Grand Theft Auto sales to get the launch of the franchise, right? So I'm curious. I'd like to look that up.
Well, go for it.
Yeah.
We'll get some news in for next time in comparison to see what the second biggest franchise launch ever was.
Or, if somebody's watching on the show and would like to get this information to us, we have a Q&A, so you could, comment on the YouTube video or ask us a question or just give us the answer. That'd be great.
Yeah, that's the thing. Q&A, guys, that's always going to be going on there. Same with YouTube. You can leave comments if you have anything that you want us to talk about or anything that you have to say about what we're talking about. Please feel free to join in. I mean, I know our handsome and beautiful faces are the only ones that are on here right now, but you guys can chime in whenever you feel like it, and we'll get to all those questions for sure. We always make sure that happens.
On that note.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, somebody told me GTA 5 was before Destiny. Yes, that's very true.
But that's not a new franchise.
But it's not a new franchise. Yeah, that's the thing. So we're talking about a whole brand new, absolutely brand new game. Like,
wasn't Halo pretty big?
The Halo one was huge. The Halo one was pretty massive. Yeah, we'll have to do some research into that and give up some more actual numbers.
What is Brody talking about here?
Brody's trying to,
He's trying to troll us.
Yeah, Brody's trolling us, I think. What a guy.
Black Ops 2, by definition, not a launch.
It's not, but it's yeah, that's not a franchise launch. That is a new game in an already pre-existing franchise. That's part of the Call of Duty franchise.
Well, and part of the Call of Duty Black Ops one too, beyond anything else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, the biggest franchise launch ever. So that's it's good to see. I mean, new gen stuff. Like, I think a lot of people felt like the systems themselves were really impressive, but there hasn't been anything game-wise that's been super. Like, everything seemed lackluster, in my opinion. There was nothing quite yet that had just like jumped out at me. So for Destiny being that game, I think this is like the beginning of the
uptick.
Yeah, the up and up. We're at the beginning of the up and up for next gen games. So yeah, super cool. Speaking of a console that isn't new, even though we will see a new one in the near future, we talked about this last week. The 3DS XL is coming out with a new version of it with the additional C stick, as well as some improved features like better battery life. However, Nintendo is putting out 2 more special themed 3DS XLs before that comes out.
Like the normal 3DS XLs?
The normal 3DS XLs.
Okay.
Yeah.
In North America, too?
In North America. One of them is GameStop exclusive.
Oh.
Yeah. So they're putting out 2...
So it will sell 12 units.
You know what it is.
So the first one is a original NES themed one. That's the GameStop exclusive one. And then they're doing their typical special edition Persona Q 3DS. So they'll do the console game bundle that they tend to do whenever they put out a new game. There's been the Fire Emblem ones. There's been the Yoshi ones, stuff like that. However, I feel like everybody knows that there's a new 3DS coming out, like a new and improved version, like an entirely different console. And I just feel like I feel like they're just kind of digging at the money right now.
Anyone with a brain is not going to buy any of these special edition ones, unless of course they need the collector's thing. So if they're a collector, yeah, they'll buy it. But the average person who's like, hey, I think that NES thing is cool, yeah, they're not going to buy it because there's going to be a new 3DS XL launching that'll have way better features and will probably have exclusive games on it because of the extra C stick. Like, there's no point.
Well, that's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah, it's like, what's the point of putting out a new theme? Why not hold off? And we were talking about it last week too. It's going to have these interchangeable plates that you can get to change the theme on the new 3DSs.
Yeah.
So why not just hold off and put those out?
Okay, and even better, like, what the fuck are they doing, launching a new 3DS XL and not changing the name? Nintendo, have you not learned anything? Have you learned nothing? Actually, when they tacked on the U to the Wii U, it sold like 0 units.
No.
That's why they're in trouble. And now they're making a new 3DS XL, which is going to have exclusive games because it'll need the extra C-stick, and it'll have the same fucking title as the previous one.
Well, actually, it's not going to be exclusive because with the 3DS currently, you can get that extra analog.
Oh, the attachment thing?
Yeah, so that's what they're saying. Like, it's weird because new Smash Brothers is gonna come out before the new 3DS with the extra C stick. However, they're saying that the one that they're currently developing, like the Smash Brothers 4, the one that's out, that's open to the public right now, isn't going to support that extra analog, but it will support the new analog on the new 3DS XL.
Okay, so no, even better. They're not going to make it. So you're saying they're not going to make it a new console with a whole new system, but they're putting new hardware in it. So are they going to develop for the old hardware and make the new hardware completely irrelevant, or are they going to develop for the new hardware and make the old hardware obsolete somehow through some fucking magical ghost thing that nobody fucking understands? Like, why is my 3DS not working? I don't understand it.
Yeah, like, I mean, like, that's the thing. That's why I think the whole situation is ridiculous right now. Like, if you're going to be putting out a new system, put out a new system.
Who the fuck came up with this idea? Who is it? They're fired. Fuck them. Like, why?
I think one thing that's important to note in all this is that they haven't released when/if this is coming to North America. It could stay in Japan, and they might have to deal with it, and not us. Who knows?
But why would they do that? Then they would make no money, or they would make a smaller amount of money than they could make. Why don't they just make like a fucking... Okay, wasn't there a rumored Nintendo Fusion or something like that, like a few months ago? Why the fuck don't they just do that? Like, new console, give it a new name. People will buy it. It has a new name. Daddy, I want the fucking Nintendo Fusion. Buy it for me. Oh, you have a 3DS, but the Fusion's better. You should get it. Okay, fine. Like, where's the thought here?
They're just out of ideas.
How do they have a marketing department? Why are they wasting so much money on marketing? They're not doing their jobs.
Well, and that's exactly it, right? It seems like, it kind of seems Nintendo right now is in this, like, kind of weird situation, and it's a whole bunch of marketing issues. And it's kind of like the Xbox One, how that was after when they first put it out at the E3 when they launched it, and everybody's like, what the hell are you doing? And then everybody went out and bought a PS4. And right away, like, all the E3 backlash was, like, crazy, right?
Yeah.
And now, like, they've recovered. Like, Xbox has recovered. Like, I mean, they're still not hitting the numbers that PS4 is hitting. But
they've learned their lesson.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Nintendo's been in the game, literally, for how long now? And it's like they're making these... Yeah, like, I agree with you, Charles. That they're dumb decisions. They don't make any sense. So,
like, what is their end game plan here?
They don't have... Dude, Nintendo is shot. I'm telling you right now, they're going to have major issues here in the next year and a half. It's almost like they've given up on innovation. They've given up on creativity, and it's like they've fallen into... Like, they've ditched everything that made them stand out in the beginning years of their, existence. Everything that made them so unique and so cool and so, groundbreaking and revolutionary in the video game world, they have just thrown that all away because they just want to do another rev of the same system. It's just like why they didn't release... there was some story I had heard a while ago about the Nintendo 64 and why Nintendo didn't release a CD. Okay, wait. What was supposed to be? Nintendo was supposed to... Oh, I know what it was. It was... what?
It was supposed to have a CD drive, was it not?
Right. No, that's what it was. Nintendo had the opportunity to partner with Sony to make the PlayStation, but they passed on it. So they're fucking idiots. Like, I think right there is what shows like where their decline kind of started. The GameCube was respectable, and the Wii has some of its redeemable factors and qualities and stuff. I think honestly they really shine with their mobile gaming. I mean, with the Game Boy Advance and the Game Boy Color and the 3DS and stuff. Like, I think that's really been their strong suit for the past 5, 6 years, 7 years.
More.
Maybe more.
They've always been strong in the mobile gaming or the handheld gaming market, but now I feel like that's probably the thing that's carrying them the most. Like, they screwed up the Wii U by making it seem like just an expansion pack for the Wii that nobody's going to fork money out on. And now they're doing the exact same thing they did with the Wii U. Well, less so, because they're not even changing the name at all. They've changed nothing.
Like with the DSi when they...
Yeah, even with the DSi, like, they had an I, and even then that was still kind of confusing as to whether that was actually necessary or not. Like, they've been making the same mistake for years. Why haven't they fixed this yet?
I think the main point, though, that they're using right now is that it actually isn't a new system per se. It is. It's just.
It's like a souped-up one.
Yeah, it's an extension. It's like a.
What do you need a souped-up system for if they're going to develop for the old system, or if they're developing for the new system? You're going to alienate the people who've got the 3DS. They might not buy the next mobile gaming device because the 3DS performs like shit.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think it's in terms of a processing power, though. We were talking about the specs.
Sure. I thought that it did have...
Slightly. It's going to be a slightly better processor. Nothing, though, like, that's the thing, though, is, like, none of it really, for me personally, other than the C-Stick, which kind of sucks, nothing stands out to me about it personally. Nothing makes me...
The colored buttons don't grab you?
Yeah, nothing makes me want to go out and jump on it and buy it when it comes out, right? Like, the C-Stick, I'm like, yeah, that's cool, but there's no real games that I even care about that are coming out for the 3DS. Like, yeah, right now, that would require a C-Stick. You know what I mean?
Because
like,
Smash won't use it.
Yeah, Smash won't use it, and, well, sorry, Smash is going to use the new one.
Oh.
Yeah, the new 3DS with the C-Stick, that one's going to be compatible. The one that you add on to your system is not. Yeah, so, like, that's the big thing.
So where do they make this distinction? Like,
I have no idea. It's probably, I think we're going to start seeing what we did on the Wii on the back of it where it would show, like, the different compatible controllers. You know what I mean? Like, I think it'll say, like, C-Stick, you know, compatible extra analog not or something.
So are they going to throw in a free 6-week correspondence course for how to purchase one of these units? Like,
yeah, I don't.
Why is this necessary?
It's not.
It's mostly aesthetic, though. This whole switching the covers on the front and the back and it's like Super Nintendo colored buttons or whatever. Like, it's largely aesthetic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I never liked the Wii.
The franchise.
Sorry.
Your turn.
No, I didn't. I just wanted to chime in and say that I hated the Wii. That's all.
I can't think of a game on the actual Wii itself that I was really... There was no games that I was ever passionate about.
I liked Wii Bowling, and that was, like, honestly about it.
I fully played only, I think, one game on the Wii. Paper Mario.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever actually sat down and played a game from beginning to finish on a Wii.
It was mostly an emulator for Super Nintendo and Nintendo games for us.
Yeah, pretty much. It was a glorified emulator by the end of it. Yeah, that's all it was. But the Wii U does look promising. There's a lot of games that I'm actually super interested in. So, but it's like Charles was saying, like, they're doing the same thing over and over and over again and making the same mistakes, and it's going to cost them billions upon billions of dollars, literally, because there's nothing people are gonna, start distrusting them. It's like Capcom with the Street Fighter franchise. Like, every year they were coming out with a new version of Street Fighter. It's the exact same game with a couple new characters, but forcing people to go out and pay new game price for it. You know what I mean? Like, even Capcom eventually learned from their mistakes, and the most recent one, Ultra, you could actually get it as a DLC. But that was the first time ever that happened, right? So if Capcom, as like just a game-making company, not the whole like actual system manufacturer, if they learn those lessons, why are Nintendo? You know what I mean? Doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
If Microsoft learned those lessons, why haven't Nintendo?
Yeah, it's a tough spot for Nintendo to be in, and they're trying to do their whole like revitalization and renewal process right now, and I think this is kind of a step backward.
Yeah, I was hopeful when we were talking last week about how they wanted to focus more on the core, and we were pretty that was psyched and stoked, I was trying to say at the same time, on that psyched, new word. And now it's like, yeah, step back a little bit when we think about it.
Well, we'll move off of Nintendo. Let's move on to something else. Eric, you'll be able to chime in about this one. EA has officially removed Ray Rice off of the EA's Madden online roster.
Yep.
He's officially gone.
Yeah, no more.
No
No
more.
more.
So what are your thoughts on that? You're both a gamer and a sports guy and play sports
Right.
games. So what are you can probably go into have more an opinion formulated about this stuff. What do you think about that move?
I think it was a good decision. I think it was well deserved. Ray Rice is obviously not a real stand-up human being, and I mean, I feel like he should have to pay back all the money that the Ravens have given him over the past year. But there's this whole scandal. I mean, just in the past hour, the things that have been coming out about the NFL kind of covering up some of the story.
Really?
Have not been good. That's actually what I've been trying to kind of keep up with here while we're talking. It's not looking good for the NFL. There's going to be a whole shitstorm because apparently the police sent the videotape to the NFL to see, and NFL was like, "Oh, well, we only suspended him for 2 games because we didn't see the video. We didn't see how bad it was." Well, somebody's lying, and it might have been the NFL trying to cover it up.
I thought what they did is after they suspended him for 2 games, they decided to go ahead and suspend him for a year.
Yes, he was suspended indefinitely from the NFL.
Okay.
He was not allowed to, he was appealing it, but as far as it stood before they left it, it was like he's gone and he's not coming back.
Oh, well, they also suspended him from online play. So, I mean, that's a step in the right direction.
He's gone from everywhere, pretty much. Everywhere you can imagine, he's gone.
Yeah, and so I mean I think that's a testament though to actually how big video games have become in the community as like a media, that we're like literally like up to date now. Like we were talking last week about patching being the age of patching and stuff, and we were talking about Smash Brothers, and like look at that right away. Like the video game community is now affected by this. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
He's no longer in a game. Like imagine being that kind of guy. Like not only were you like some superstar, like you were literally immortalized in a video game. Like
Right.
20 years down the road, he could have picked that game up and played it, and he would have been on it. Now, nope, that's it.
Oh yeah.
So,
No, it's got to be pretty heartbreaking, but he should have thought of that before he fucking punched his wife in the face.
well, no, obviously, like that. that's the point.
Very blunt.
You know?
Like that's the entire point behind it all, right? It's like you do stupid things, and you're gonna obviously, the repercussions are gonna come back at you. But I
The
just,
consequences will never be the same.
but that's the thing is, I think it's cool though that like immediately the video game community responded, like the video game world responded and kept things up to date. Like I think that's super cool.
One of the few times we've had positive things to say about EA.
Yeah, look at that.
Wow, I might have to actually start buying their games again.
No.
Yeah. I don't think so.
They'll have to do a few more good things.
Not fully redeemed quite yet.
Yeah, well, this is a step in the right direction.
So with NHL 15, again, so Brody was talking about it. He bought both NHL 15 and Destiny. I'm assuming that Brody's playing Destiny. That's going to be my guess.
Yeah, Brody, stop playing Destiny and keep packing. You're supposed to do that.
With the NHL, so again, I'm not a sports game guy. I'll fully admit that, never have been. So now with it being NHL 15, we're getting ready. We're getting ready to start the 2014-2015 NHL season. Do they update the rosters too? So for Sarah and I were Ottawa Senators fans. I've been keeping up with Daniel Alfredson and how he's not ready to play yet. He hasn't signed anything yet. But is he built into the game right now as a player? And if he does decide to retire this year, will they remove him?
I don't think he's not on the Red Wings right now. I don't believe.
In game?
In the game, no, I don't believe he. I played with them last night, and I don't remember seeing him.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm gonna say no. I don't know. I mean, it really. I think that he, if he could go back to Ottawa and play one more year there, he would probably do it and then retire a senator. You know,
That would make me
they're,
so
they're gonna retire his number regardless.
yeah.
Oh, well, that's what we thought. But I was just wondering how like the video game, like the sports video game works. Like, are they gonna up that when the season starts? Like once he signs, and I'm just using him. Yeah, if he signs with any team, is that
Yeah.
will
They update the rosters like with NHL 15 and Madden. They update like no joke rosters get updated like every 2 days.
really?
Wow.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
like it's crazy. Yeah.
So that's super cool. Super cool to see that like live updates like that are totally
Yep.
happening. Yeah.
Well, it's nice because when I used to play like NHL 95 on Sega Genesis, like I used to have to go in and manually edit like all the fucking teams because I was so OCD about shit like that. So it was nice. It was nice to have the automated updates, you know. But by then I was fucking.
And I guess you still have that control too if you want to. If you really wanted that player on that team, you can make it happen anyways, right? Like
Yeah. Mhm.
cool. Super cool. Awesome. So yeah, he's no longer Ray Rice, no longer on EA's roster. So if you're one of the few people who do want to play him, no dice anymore, guys. Sorry, completely gone. And you don't have the control over that. Like he's completely gone from the game, 100%. Not happening anymore.
Yep.
So last but not least, though it kind of coincides with gaming. It's big news in the mobile world. Guess what was announced yesterday? I
I
wonder.
bet no one's heard.
I bet nobody ever heard what was announced yesterday in the mobile gaming world, or just the mobile world in general. Anybody want to take a crack?
Pokemon.
They've given up releasing iPhones.
No. In fact, my friend.
Am I exactly opposite of what happened?
Exactly opposite.
Is this opposite day? This is opposite
Totally
day.
opposite day. iPhone 6. They gave like the huge press conference and displayed everything and made this big hoo-ah about it. And yeah, iPhone 6 is coming out as well as the iPhone 6 Plus. So the actual iPhone 6 itself is going to be 2 different sizes, where the iPhone 6 Plus is going to be 5.5-inch screen.
So I've got this question. Do you think that the Steve Jobs purists will purchase this iPhone, seeing as the screen is larger than 3.5 inches?
You think so?
Well, no, I think that's a good point because he said
He did say that is the perfect screen size.
Yep.
I think iPhone purists will buy anything that Apple puts out. So
I was getting told that people are selling organs for getting phones. Apparently, that's actually a thing. And yeah, iPhone 6 Plus price. What is that? The shelf price?
I work in telecom, so that's my job here in Canada. I work in telecom. It's going to be $299 on a top tier plan.
So what would be full retail?
Full retail for the iPhone 6 Plus.
$899.
The 6 Plus or the 6?
6 Plus.
Oh, really? I was hearing that it was upwards of $1,100.
No. $899.
That's rich.
Yeah. That's what they haven't given us the outright pricing yet. They haven't done that yet. That's going to be my assumption, like doing the math, like working telecom and looking at different devices that are on that price tier. Yeah, it's going to be around $900.
So you can still buy a Nexus 5 and a Nexus 7 and still have money left over.
Yep. Absolutely. And both devices, better specs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for those, I know we probably have a lot of Apple fans who watch us because we have so many fans that watch us, period. But looking at the specs comparable, so what Charles was kind of alluding to is that the new iPhone has the exact same specs as the Nexus 4.
That's the Nexus 4.
Not even the newest one.
That was 2 years ago. And that phone now is end of life. Like, they don't make it anymore. It's not available on the market. Some stores still have it. And
I'm not even sure if it gets KitKat.
No, it doesn't actually. It doesn't.
So it doesn't even get the latest version of Android because that's how old it is.
Yeah. That had the same specs as the new iPhone.
Even the Plus one, isn't that one supposed to be better?
There's a new in terms of North America. There's a new kind of new. They've been here for a couple of years. Alcatel has been coming over, and for like $300 cheaper even than the Nexus 5, you can get an octa-core processing phone.
Yep.
So it's like people are gonna run out on release day, and I know it's gonna happen because I'm gonna be working that day. To get this new iPhone, and they're gonna pay like whatever they have to pay to get this phone that is literally not even as good as one of the low-tier phones was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But it has an Apple logo, yay!
You can probably buy a Nexus 4 for like $200.
Cheaper than that now.
Yeah. And you'll get the same features. As a matter of fact, the Nexus 4 screen is a higher resolution.
Yeah.
What else does it have? Oh, I'm pretty sure it also has wireless charging built into it. So even the Nexus 4 had wireless charging. And these are things that, like the Android phones, particularly even the cheap Nexus phones, which are the Google flagship phones, like that they're selling for like $400 new, they have better specs than this iPhone 6 is. And this iPhone 6 is what? Just this regular 6. What's the shelf price going to be? Like
I think it's going to be $199 on a top tier plan.
So off contract.
Off contract, I'm going to say it's probably going to be $799.
So $800. So you can get a device for half the price that is actually better.
Yep, 100%. But it doesn't have the cool Apple logo on it.
I'm sorry. Does anyone have a sticker printer? Anyone?
That's pretty much it. And the reason why I brought this up too is because we were talking. We had that podcast a couple weeks ago about our favorite mobile games and our favorite handheld games, and they're talking about they're bringing BioShock 1 and BioShock 2 to iOS and Android. How is that gonna work? Like, I couldn't fathom playing BioShock on a Nexus 4 quality phone.
It's actually already out.
Is it already out?
Yeah.
So it's like, does it run on iOS? And does it run smoothly?
I haven't played it, because I don't have
Like, I don't understand. Like, higher-end games now are being available to the public. And that's also why, too, with last week's podcast, we were talking about Nintendo and how they're like, screw the casual gamer. Casual gamers have cell phones for that. But it's like, so higher-end games are now going to be coming to cell phones. Like, isn't this kind of like a step backwards?
To not release a high-end device?
Exactly.
Well, it's Apple. Their core isn't gaming on their phone.
Their core is style.
Yeah.
And the iOS sort of way.
It's all about brand. It doesn't matter what the guts are.
No, and I understand. I obviously know the reasoning why.
Well, hold on a second. Let me predict some of the features that will be on the next iOS.
Number 7?
The next iPhone 7. It's going to have wireless charging, and it's going to be brilliant. It's going to be brand new. Nobody will ever heard of it before. It's going to have it's going to have water resistance. They're going to make it so that it's prevented from water damage. Things like split screen apps, so that you can do two things at once. Maybe it's new. It's probably going to be difficult for people to understand, but virtual buttons maybe. Could possibly have virtual buttons on the screen.
But then what are you going to do? How are you going to use that cool fingerprint thing?
Oh, no. I mean, like totally new technology, things that have never been heard of before, things that have never been released on, say, the Nexus 5 or the Samsung Galaxy S5 or, things that we've had for years, something that nobody will know how to use.
Well, and that's what I find the funny thing is right now is like the S5 launched.
They're so inventive.
And like the S5 launched and it didn't get nearly as much traction as this iPhone's going to get. And then on top of that, for the same price point, like the Note 4 is coming out, which is literally going to be the Cadillac of cell phones. Like it's going to be the top of line pristine phone. Like it's going to be like one of the most powerful phones ever created. And people are going to be like, it's not an iPhone. And they're not even going to care. And it's going to be probably the same price as the 6 Plus.
Probably less. Samsung can get away with less.
It's just, but they won't though. Samsung won't. Samsung won't do that. But it baffles me. It's like, it's all about consumerism, right? And it's like, that's what bugs me more, is that they're taking advantage of people's stupidity.
Well, if you can, why not?
But it'd be like,
buyer beware.
It'd be like PlayStation coming out with, it's like, oh, we're coming out with a new console. It's like top of the line, but it looks super new and super fancy, but it's got the specs of a PS2. Go. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they wouldn't be able to do that. Why are phone companies able to do that? You know what I mean? Like,
they've just invested in brand. And also, too, I was talking with a coworker who's only really had iPhones today. And, you know, he doesn't realize what it's like to have anything else. And so, you know, when you're talking about iOS versus Android, it's like, oh, well, your phones are confusing. Mine's such a sleek interface, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you've never had one, so how do you know? Sure, it's going to be confusing if you pick a phone up you don't understand how to use for 10 minutes and then you put it down. Of course it's going to be confusing. But my other coworker had just a month ago made the jump from iPhone to Android and got an S5. And I was like, do you regret your decision? And she's like, no, not at all. I would never go back. So it's like, I think part of it is like ignorance is bliss type of situation. It's like, this in my mind is the best, so it's worth paying this much money, and they don't even know. End.
And monologue. Yeah, I don't know, so iPhone 6, I do think it affects, like, the gaming community, right? Because there's going to be high-end games that are going to eventually be coming out for the new high-end Android mobile. And they're not going to be able to handle it on iOS, I don't think. Or if it is, it's going to be some sort of dumbed-down version. So I think you're going to start seeing in the App Store in terms of gaming, like mobile gaming, like the market share on Android is going to start skyrocketing. Like, Apple had it before, and then Android was creeping in. Now it's pretty much neck and neck. I think with this next like launch and how much like Android's, you know, and just the manufacturers with Androids even have just pushed the envelope, and Apple's just like, yeah, we're going to do technology that's 2 years old. Don't worry about it. I think you're going to see like a shift in the marketplace, and you're going to be able to get much better games for, you know, Android than you are for iOS. Like, even you think of Square Enix, they're putting out huge, some of, like, porting over some of their big name titles over to, you know, mobile. I don't think, like, you know, they're ever going to be able to do that now with iOS. It's so far behind. Yeah, so I don't know if you're an iPhone user, iPhone 6 and 6 Plus, you guys can check that out.
Watch.
Yeah, and the new watch. That's totally new and innovative too. Nobody's ever done that before either. You can check that out, obviously, apple.com. It's all over the internet, and if you haven't heard about it, you're probably sleeping under a rock. But still, thought we should touch base on that. And that's it for news from Sarah and I, at least. Anybody else? Anything that comes to mind that you guys have seen over the last week at all?
Nope.
Nope. All right, cool. Right on. Well, I guess we're going to get into today's topic then. We're going to keep it lighthearted. We actually didn't do like a top 5 last week, and we're actually not going to do it this week. It's kind of an open-ended discussion, and we're going to talk about gamer tags.
Can I start with something, please?
Yeah.
So we have a Google Doc that sort of dictates the things and lists, and oh no, the surprise has been ruined. But when you typed gamer space tag into the document, it actually wanted to autocorrect it to gamer tags one word.
Really?
Yeah. Go ahead and change it. You'll see.
So does that mean that that's actually like part of like the dictionary now?
Apparently, according to Google, gamer tag or gamer tags is not a word. It should be combined into a single word instead of 2 separate ones.
To be fair, I always thought it was one word.
Too.
Weird leet speak.
All right, so now that tangent has been crossed.
Cool though, you know, but again, like we always talk about how like the video game community and the video game world has you know, it's affecting like mainstream and stuff. Think about that. Like, if twerk is in the dictionary, I mean, it's not that big a deal. But gamer tags, like that's that's in the dictionary. Like that's a word. It's an actual word as part of the English language.
Just like YOLO, which is actually an abbreviation. So.
I really, 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 really have lost my faith in humanity by now.
Yeah, it's a little strange. But we're gonna talk about our gamer tags, obviously, and their origins. Any previous ones that we've used in the past, why we used them, why we got rid of them, if we did get rid of them, some hilarious ones that we've seen, and any issues actually that have came up from things like that too. But yeah, gamer tags. That's the discussion. So Charles, you said you wanted to start, correct, or did you?
Oh, that was me starting.
That was yeah. You wanted to start with an interjection.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
So yeah, let's keep this light, keep it quick. We'll start with Sarah.
Oh, look at me.
Yeah, Sarah, Yo Sarar. Now, what is the origin of Yo Sarar?
Well, first of all, it's supposed to be Sarar, so it's like my name is Sarah, and so Rar, like a dinosaur, was merged with Sarah, and then I had to add a Yo for whatever reason. So, story goes is that I got my Xbox for the first time, or 360, I guess, and I needed a tag. I didn't have one for whatever reason, and so I asked all my friends, and this one guy in high school was like, "Oh, you should change your name to Sarah," and I was like, "Cool, yeah, I'm gonna go with that," and it was taken. So that's why I added a Yo. So it's not a very good story. And that's just what
mine.
Everything right now. It's my name with a rar and a Yo. And everyone says wrong because it's confusing, and I totally regret it now in hindsight, but I'm stuck.
So if you could change your gamer tag, which you can't do,
Yeah.
what would you change it to?
I would try and get just Sarar.
Sarar?
If the person had changed theirs, I would go for that first.
And that's kind of like a common theme I've seen with older people, like with using their names as part of their gamer tag, like their actual legitimate names.
Well, that's what you've done.
That's what I've done. So we'll go to next. Eric, what is your gamer tag? So when you play on Xbox Live, or PSN, what do you go by?
My gamer tag is Genova Reactor.
Perfect. And origins behind that?
I was attempting to use Mako Reactor, which was taken, so I used my next favorite thing, or one of my next favorite things from Final Fantasy, which was Genova, and put the two together. So Genova Reactor.
Right on. And do you get people?
And funny story, my gamer tag used to be Resident Evil 919. But when I bought my Xbox One, it came with a free gold subscription membership, and it fucking made me change my gamer tag. Like I thought I was just kind of registering my Xbox, so I don't know. It just fucked me all up and deleted that one and gave me Genova. So that's my new one.
So if you could go back to Resident Evil 919, would you?
I like the new one actually.
Yeah. And so when you're playing online though, do you get a lot of hats off from people kind of thing? Like do people give you that thumbs up, that nod?
Nobody fucking knows what it is.
Really?
Yeah.
Playing sports games, keep in mind.
That's true too. That's true.
It's a shame. Yeah, I mean, I'm playing Madden and NHL when I'm online with people, and a little bit of call. I was playing Modern Warfare 2 today, actually, for a little bit. Super old, 2009.
My favorite Call of Duty.
Yeah, best one ever. So yeah, I was playing it. Nobody ever says anything. I mean, I laugh at some of the other kids' names. I was playing with a kid today. His name was Nothing But Tacos. Was his tag, which is kind of respectable because I do like tacos. I don't know if I would want nothing but tacos. That's a little extreme, I think.
Yeah, that would be a little much.
Even for a gamer tag. I mean, if you're trying to tell people that all you want is tacos and nothing else, that's concerning to me. I should probably file a report against him now, actually.
He likes tacos.
I'm gonna go do that real quick. Man has threatened to consume nothing but tacos. I'm concerned about his safety.
A whole new trend: instead of swatting people, we'll ambulance them.
Right.
Guy's got to be sick. He's eating nothing but tacos. Go to his house right now.
Yep.
Nobody actually do that, please. Nobody actually do that.
Please don't.
All the one viewers that are watching, please don't do that. Don't ambulance.
Brody, please don't do that.
Oh man. All right. So and then moving along, we'll go to Charles. Charles, what is your gamer tag?
My present gamer tag is Stovakine, and I wonder where you can guess where I got this from. I got this from Skyrim 2 years before I actually bought the game. People just thought it was entertaining, so I just took it on. In case you didn't know, it's derived from my name, Stover, and the legendary character from Skyrim, Dovahkiin, and they sort of like got together and made a name.
Yeah.
Name.
They made a name. If I had to change my name, though, it'd be Caps Lock.
Caps Lock? Yeah.
Yeah, Caps Lock.
Are you like an angry typer, or what's the deal?
I'm very loud. See where my mic is? It should probably be over here. I'm just naturally really, really loud. I tend to be really excited about a lot of things, easily excited, tend to get hyper easily, tend to be over-exaggerative and hyperbolic. Is that a word? I know that I'm not using it correctly. I know hyperbolic is a word, but I think it's a math.
Yes.
And yeah, so if I had to change my gamer name, it would be Caps Lock.
So what's holding you back though? Are you afraid that?
I'm pretty sure it's taken.
Oh wow.
It's probably taken.
So what? You can't do any sort of abbreviations to that? No numbers that would come along with that?
Fuck numbers. Numbers are for fools.
See, I'm the exact same.
You can't scream numbers.
Well, I mean, you could scream what the numbers are, but it's like it wouldn't be the same.
5!
F-I-V-E! There are 5! And you have to actually type the word out. What is wrong with you? It's like, why are you saying we're 5,000? It just doesn't have the same effect.
Something short circuit.
Yeah, I think Charles just lost his mind there for a second.
Yeah.
It happens. It's a thing, you know.
Oh man.
Eric's in La La Land's looking up nothing but tacos, man.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna go change my name on Steam right now. I'm gonna do that right now.
But okay, so you said that's what you're going as currently. What did you use previously to that? Because you said
I used Stovetop before because I got that a lot.
Yeah, and it's like do you interchange like between different games, different platforms?
I'm pretty sure my my gamer ID is actually Stovetop on Battle.net. So
there you go.
It just depends on what my tag is at the time. It makes it really, really, really hard to remember logins. I'm very bad at coming up with gamer tags. This is awful. Why am I in this topic?
No,
Zach, what's your gamer tag?
Your name isn't. At least it's not nothing but tacos. It could be that.
Hey, at least that's interesting. We're talking about it right now.
I think one of us should change ours to like anything but tacos right now.
That is now my gamer. No, I'm gonna try for Caps Lock. Hold on.
We should just start our own like all pool in and get like an Xbox Live account, like the Gamers Roundtable. Get an Xbox Live account called Anything But Tacos, and get all the same games that Nothing But Tacos plays, and just follow him into everything. Just no matter what he plays. On Xbox Live, we'll see what he's playing, and literally just follow him.
And go party all the time. Why did you do a party?
and just like see him react. I think this is a good social experiment, guys. I think we should go through with this.
Yeah, I'm into it.
I think you're gonna get arrested for online stalking. That's what I think is gonna happen.
Nah, we'll be fine.
How are they gonna track it? They're like, wait a second, like these guys are in Canada playing, and this other guy's in the States. That doesn't make sense. Maybe we'll have like the FBI come after us. Think it's like this huge like.
It's a conspiracy.
Yeah.
It's a giant conspiracy theory. Nothing but tacos is actually the president's like son or whatever. Plot twist.
Oh man. And then so for myself, move on to myself for gamer tags. So my gamer tag currently is Zachary Hart. The origin of that was I was a really lame emo kid back in the day, and MSN Messenger, which is shut down by the way,
Yeah.
finally came to an end. But my name on MSN Messenger was Zachary less than 3. I know, super lame. But it just stuck. That's what everybody referred to me as, was Zachary Hart. And like if I could use the less than 3, I will. But if not, I just type it out Hart. The only thing I do differently is that on Xbox Live, I'm Zachary TC. That's my Xbox Live. And that came from the old band that I used to play in. Eric and I were talking about our bands in the last podcast. My band was called The Courtship. So it was Zachary TC. And then all the other members of the band who played games and played online, they were all so-and-so TC. So my buddy Terry, he was Terrence TC. My buddy Alex was Alex TC. And it was cool. It was like being in a clan, but we all sucked.
Plans.
Yeah, we all sucked. But go in, you join the game, and you'd actually hear people over their headsets be like, "Oh man, these guys are a clan. Like they're a clan. Like they're."
Yeah.
And,
What we used to do, Urban Terror was this is like a I don't know like whatever game based off of the Quake 3 engine, and we used to have all of our gamer names proceed with Doctor. So we'd all jump into a server and people would become afraid.
It's like just having things like that to make it look like in your gamer tag like you're part of a clan. People freak out, man.
They lose their minds. Try playing StarCraft with Korean characters in your name. People will quit. They'll just surrender. It's hilarious.
Well, I mean, do you blame them? It's like Korean guy. It's like, oh, that's it. It's
Game
over.
over.
I'm done.
But yeah,
Game over.
and it's like I remember, going into MW2. It's funny that Eric brought that up because that's what we would play was MW2, and we'd go in, and people would freak out, and you'd see that they would like you'd see a guy and he'd see you, and he wouldn't try to fight you. He'd just book it, he'd run away, and I'm like, dude, I suck at this game. Thanks for the free kill. Like like all the time. So those were my gamer tags.
Intimidation factor.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of gamer tags, I haven't played anything really like super online lately to think of anything, but there was that thing going around when the Xbox One launched with the voice command with the voice command through the Kinect, and there was that guy who changed his. It's a video online right now. It's absolutely hilarious. I forget exactly what it was. It's like Xbox turn off or something like that, and it's along those lines. And there's a video of it. It's like a half-hour video, and it's absolutely hilarious of him just joining game, him not saying anything. People be like, "Oh, look at this guy! Xbox turn off." Oh fuck no! Cancel! And it's like everybody would do that, and it's like you control people just literally by your name, by getting them to say your gamer tag. It would turn off your console. It was absolutely hilarious. Oh, it's a video. It's absolutely hysterical. If anybody hasn't seen it, you should go check it out. It's super funny.
Yeah, people gotta watch out for when you're connected on.
And that's the real reason why Microsoft removed the Kinect from the Xbox One.
Yeah, that's it.
Right there.
This one dirtbag found the flaw.
Makes sense now.
Yeah. Other ones I used to use I still use it too when I play Counter-Strike. I'm 44 caliber love letter on Counter-Strike. That's it. Old Alexis on Fire song. And it's cool. Like anytime I've used that, like I always get like that's why I thought it was weird for you, Eric, about how like nobody gave you the hats off to the Genova reactor. It's So that anytime that I go into a game with that, I always get somebody send me like a private message being like, "Yo, sick song, man," or like sick tag. Like they get like it's just like a hats off kind of thing.
Yeah, I normally just get like, "Fuck you, you faggot. Why'd you you quit halfway through the game, asshole." I never get any cool,
That's all.
I never get any cool messages like that.
Maybe it's also based on community too, right? Like I get a lot of people when I play Street Fighter online. I never get like never is not the right word. I think maybe I've gotten one or two like angry messages, but 90% of the time it's like a GG. Just it's like so and so has messaged you, opened it up, GG.
Yeah.
No, I mean as I said, that's not gamer tag related, but I mean I think it's just community based.
Messages, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I've gone into games too, and I've seen people with like, song, like a song title or a band as their like, their gamer tag, and I'll send them a message being like, "Yeah, cool, man, that's awesome." Like, just like that little like kind of thumbs up kind of thing.
I would change my tag on Warcraft 3 every single week based on whatever band I was freaking into at that time. Like, I actually had to keep a pen and paper like notepad record of all the different freaking names I had, because on Warcraft 3 you could change it, like just make a new account, no big freaking deal, because I wasn't playing ladder or anything, it's just custom, and yeah, it was just flavor of the week, whatever, just I'm really into My Chemical Romance, I'll be MCR chick 512, whatever, who cares.
Well, and that's another thing, we'll go back to a big debate that we had last week too, people putting in things like chick in their name.
Yeah, I stopped doing that a long time ago.
But it's like, so like nowadays, like obviously there's still, obviously from the debate that we had last week, there's still some heat about that. And I mean, like, I can guarantee that nobody in this circle, if you see a girl join a game, like her name is like Melissa Skater Chick 23, you're not going to be like, "Oh, chick, you on your period?" We're not going to do that, right? But people do that.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, you got like, I don't know, what thoughts on, like, we talked about this briefly, well, not briefly, but heatedly last time. What do you guys, like, when you see people, like, kind of picking on people because of their gamer tags or something, because it's obviously something, about their ethnicity or about their gender or something, like, how do you guys react to stuff like that?
You take this one, Charles.
How do I react to people who have female names?
Yeah.
I don't care. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect their value as a gamer at all.
No.
Whatsoever. They are a person playing a video game. Like this has no impact on how I view them as a person. Now, I mean, if they're being a moron, I'm going to tell them that they're a moron. So, and that's 90% of the people who play games anyway. So, I'm always skeptical of people in the first place. But it doesn't change anything. I'm not going to give them favoritism because they have a female name. I'm not going to treat them poorly because they have a female name. They're another person playing the game same as I am.
Mm-hmm. And have you seen in any of your games, you see people like doing stuff like that?
I see a lot of the time favoritism. Like, I've got a friend who's a longtime player of WoW. He'll always roll female characters so that he can get free stuff from people. It's hilarious. It is actually the funniest thing. And then he goes on to rule like the entire economy of the server. Gets bored of it a few months in, and then joins another server to do it there. It's ridiculous. But yeah, people act differently to even just female avatars. Like, that's how a lot of people react, especially in the gaming world. It really should stop, but it's a reality of the situation right now. I try to be proactive myself and sort of step in and be like, "What the fuck's wrong with you? Like, grow a brain. This person has a mouse, and this person is effectively a mouse and keyboard, or an operator of a mouse and keyboard that has nothing to do with what they like, what gender, whatever that they subscribe, like what genders they subscribe to." Here we go. I'm digging myself a hole. But like belief system or whatever, it doesn't matter. Like that's irrelevant. Like you're here to play a game. You're here to enjoy yourself. You're here to have fun. You're here to teamwork, or you're here to whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I've done hilarious experiments in the past where I've changed my name to there's like Dota or League of Legends where your name, like some of the people who tend to be more toxic players or people that you don't want to play with because they're assholes, but they'll have names that include 420 or Blaze It or whatever, anything like that. So what our party did for entertainment purposes was we changed all of our names to variations of swag, YOLO, 420, Blaze It, Master, hashtags everywhere. Like these were the names that we used, and we had a number of behavioral restrictions that we had to employ. We had to speak only in caps. We had to use as many hashtags as possible, but we had to be super manner about everything, just to throw everyone off, just to see how they would react. I'm really surprised that when we were only 4 instead of a team of 5, like a full team, that the guy that was stuck with us didn't quit immediately.
But do you think maybe though, when all 4 of you had that, that might have been like, all right, something's gotta be up.
It's like I'm having a really bad day today.
It's
like, oh shit, we're gonna lose this game. Fuck.
But that's the thing too. Yeah, I played games online, like like competitive games like Street Fighter or Call of Duty, and seen like some of the worst gamer tags I can possibly imagine. I'm like, that is a stupid gamer tag. Yeah. And these guys are amazing players. Like it's so weird how like amazing players are like the most uncreative human beings on the face of the planet with something as simple as a name. It's like very strange.
That's how it happens a lot of times.
Nothing but tacos.
Nothing but tacos.
Nothing but tacos.
Oh, we all gotta just friend him now.
Oh yeah.
Friend him.
Nothing but delicious tacos.
We should rename this podcast to Gamers Roundtable Nothing But Tacos.
Yeah, that'd be super solid.
I'm sure Brody would enjoy that while he's away.
It's like I have no power.
So on the same side then, like we got a bit of time left. On the same side then, as you brought it up earlier about switching your avatar to like a girl avatar or something like that. Do you guys use different names if you have a game where you have to name a character? Is there like, do you guys have default go-to names? Like for example, if you're starting let's take Skyrim or Dragon Age or something like that, where it's just a default stock character and you have to name them. Do you guys have default ones that you ever fall back on?
I roll my character names on the Races of the Wild Elven name chart or the Races of Stone Dwarven name chart because I am a nerd. I have zero creativity, so what I do is I allow for a table and dice to determine what my name is. That's why I've had really bad gamer tags, because I just don't think of them. I'm really bad at selecting names. Maybe I'm a good player. Maybe I can make up for it that way.
Are we talking about like character creation names and stuff? Like,
exactly. So like, I mean, for me, for example, like I use and it stemmed from Charles. We were talking about the other day, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
I played a character in Dungeons and Dragons for years. That character's name's Technus. I use that name, or he's got story. Dungeons and Dragons gets really convoluted. He also has a second name, Airgaze. I'll use one of those every time. If it's a male character that uses a sword, that's their name. If it's like a spellcasting character, I use the same name every time. If it's like a rogue character, I have a name for those characters. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I have my like default names that I use every time.
Oh, you want to know my default name for single-player games? It's Herp Derp.
That's almost as good as what happens to your character's name in Stick of Truth, the South Park game. No matter what you name your character, you end up being called douchebag the entire game. It's almost good.
But what about you, Eric? Do you have like a default character name?
Yeah, and it's another Final Fantasy reference. I use Orin for pretty much everything.
Nice.
That's a good choice, sir.
Just because it's readily available, pretty much.
No.
Nobody.
We always have our go-to things. What about you? I know yours.
Yeah, the one I've been using a lot lately is Sarah, but with an E, like Sarah from Final Fantasy 13, so S-E-R.
Get out.
Sarah.
But like,
Final Fantasy 13 is terrible.
No, it's not.
Let's not get into this.
13-2 and she was the main character of that, so it started after I played that, but it's my name, but it has different spelling, so it's fantasy, so it's special. But other times I would basically just make up random words, and I'm like, that sounds cool, and I'll go with that. There's also a period of time in WoW where I rolled characters based on Star Trek characters' names. So I had someone who was named Jadzia.
Yeah, she's a loser.
Yeah.
It happens.
A lizard? Okay. The lizard people, I like that.
But like that's the thing, I find it cool. Right? I personally feel like a gamer tag kinda, or like a character name, kinda says a lot about you. It's like playing World of Warcraft, right, or something like that, an MMO.
I really hope that Herp Derp doesn't say anything about me.
When you're playing like World of Warcraft, like you see like top end players, and like most of them actually have like serious names, like they're legit, like at least trying to be fantasy names, you know what I mean? And then you get the random herpter that's in there.
Yeah, well, it's like, actually, Brody will probably appreciate this, and if I get it wrong, I will apologize in advance, but like there's some guy who's really good at Smash whose name is Lunchbox.
No. We have another good player, his name is Towel.
Yep.
Towley?
No,
No.
you're not allowed to say that to him. He gets not mad,
You're
but
town.
he doesn't get it.
He's like, that's the funniest thing. I've never heard that before.
You're just like, he's so just like cutthroat about it. Yeah, some of these Smash players that we play with, they have the worst gamer tags I've ever seen.
I think one of my favorites in most memorable sense is there's one who goes by has no talent.
Yeah.
So he's like setting up for low expectations and then comes in and rocks you. You know, has no talent.
Yeah, we have pretty bad gamer tags in the Smash community. Some really good ones too. There's been some really cool ones that I've seen, but a lot of just like, and it's weird, and you can tell it's like different games, like different types of gamers will have different style of gamer tags.
Yeah.
Like the Smash players are all about being funny and stupid. Like, you know what I mean?
It's
like,
meant to be pretty silly.
meant to be silly, yeah. Where like if you're playing a game like World of Warcraft or something like that, you want it to be a little bit more
fantasy.
Yeah, a little bit more
Yeah.
serious and stuff. Right? So yeah, I don't know. I personally feel like a gamer tag says a lot about you. If you're new to the video game world, and you're getting into this stuff now, think about your gamer tag before you choose it, because it is gonna stick with you for a long time.
Don't put a yo in front of your name.
Or a YOLO. Or a hashtag.
Yeah, YOLO.
Or wear your hat like Eric.
Or like this.
Are you wearing it inside out? You should
Well,
wear
yeah,
it inside out like
that.
that.
Yeah.
Do it. You won't do it.
The piece that you took the sticker off. That's a pet peeve of mine.
Don't wear your hat like that.
Because if your name has anything to do with YOLO or swag or 420...
Oh, swag. No, the
you.
best is when they do swag, when it's like SWEG.
Swag.
Swag.
I have
Oh my god, YOLO Swag Master 420 was my favorite joke name.
Oh, man. Well, I think that about sums it up for gamer tags. Does anybody else have any points to make? Anything that we missed when it comes to gamer tags? I know it was pretty light topic, but I think we got some good discussion in.
Yeah. Final remarks?
Anybody got any final remarks about gamer tags?
I'm going to change that right now.
No? I want everybody who is watching to look up Nothing About Tacos. Follow.
Yeah,
You
Follow Nothing But Tacos.
send hate mail to Nothing But Tacos.
Don't send them hate mail. That's mean.
No.
Send them indifferent mail.
Okay.
You mean nothing to me.
I like that.
I hate tacos. Burritos for life.
Yeah. Yes, for life.
I'd even take taquitos over tacos.
Taquitos are
Alrighty, well, that's I think that's about it for us in the Gamers Roundtable about gamer tags. So we're gonna do our final regards. We're gonna go around the table. Eric, say goodbye to the good people.
Signing off. I'll see you guys next week.
I can't take you seriously with your hat like that.
Yo, I could put like Cheetos in here and just.
Oh my god! Nope.
I could
Actually,
just-
everyone wear your hat like that. That is brilliant.
Dude, it's seriously. You could put like corn pops or something in here and eat them out, like just right out of your hat. This is actually a really good invention.
Oh man! So everybody, Eric, what's your Twitter? You don't have your lower third on right now.
My water bottle stays right in there now. My Twitter handle is EricMiller3.
Eric Miller 3. So follow him. He's got a lot of good stuff to say a lot of the time, and
That's debatable.
and he wears silly hats. So yeah, follow Eric. Charles, thank you for coming out. Thank you for dealing with me and the technical difficulties of being a host for the first time.
That's no problem. Thank you for dealing with my random sudden outbursts.
I appreciate your random sudden outbursts. I enjoy them thoroughly. So you can he's got his lower third on, so you can follow him at @cstovetop or at twitch.tv/cstove.
I'm seriously considering changing my handle to caps lock. Unless I can
You
do
wouldn't
that.
have you wouldn't have this fire in you if we didn't have this conversation right now.
Yeah, that actually wouldn't have happened.
So we'll see if you update your lower third next
So we'll see.
week.
Maybe next week he might be going as caps lock instead. And then as for us, Sarah, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
You're kind of forced to do it because we're in the same room. Gilbert's ready for us to go to bed. So we're having technical difficulties, obviously, so we don't have our lower third on. So you can follow Sarah at YoSarar on like what she likes to say on everything. So that's at Y0Sarar. And as for myself, thank you guys for dealing with me. I was your host tonight. I'm Zachary. You can follow me on Twitter at Zachary Hart. I never post on it. But if you're looking for me on PSN or anything else, Zachary Hart, you can find me there.
Hold on a second. Caps lock is available on Twitter.
Oh,
There you go.
It's done.
Done. So thanks once again, everybody, for hanging out with us. We do this every week
Don't take it.
at 7 p.m. He's really excited about Caps Lock, so we will see a new entity joining the Gamers Roundtable next week. Same dude, but just different name.
Same volume, too.
Same volume. But thank you guys very much for hanging out with us. We appreciate it. We are the Gamers Roundtable. You can follow us at Gamers Roundtable Show. I believe that's
on YouTube,
on YouTube, and Gamers Roundtable on Google+. Like I said before, we do this every week. New topics every week. Remember, you can always join in with your YouTube comments or your Q&As. Brody was the only one to do anything, and he was kind of trolling us for a bit. But yeah, thanks again, guys. Take care and keep gaming. Yell something with Caps Lock.